gone live with the wrong video title there, but I can fix it later. Anyway, thanks for joining me after my, I was going to say triumphant return from Canberra over the weekend. I had a lovely time catching up with some wonderful friends. Did a little bit of crafting, but not a lot, which was nice in itself, to be honest. It's been a while since I've had a whole weekend off, which is pretty good. Just trying to catch my video here on my phone just to make sure it's all working. Oh, there it is. Where's the volume? Oh, come on, you. For some reason my phone's decided to not. Oh, there we go. It's all right. That's volume there. It seems okay. Hopefully the light will be okay. It's a little bit dark on this side of the house today, but we'll see how we go. If I put a light on over the top, I get horrible shadows, so we won't go that way. Okay, so a couple of announcements before we get started with the crafting today. I'm just about to release my, oh gosh, what month are we up to? May. Fun fold class, and these are the 3 cards. I think I've put a sneak peek up on my Facebook page, but these are the 3 cards in person. So for my fun fold class, those of you who don't know, all you need are adhesives, glue and foam squares or dimensionals, and your favourite sentiments. So you just need a sentiment that will fit these various sentiment boxes on these cards. I cut and I score and I die cut everything else that you could possibly need for these cards. One exception in this case is these little flowers here on this right-hand card. You will need a pair of scissors to fussy cut those out. So that's the only sort of extra part in this one. You'll have to fussy cut those flowers out. As I say, all you need, apart from your scissors, are your adhesives and your sentiments. So there we are. So that's the 3 cards for this coming May fun fold. I know I'm skipping ahead when I haven't got the April product class out yet. That's my New Horizons class. I've been in contact with the warehouse and they're trying to track down the order, which is unfortunate because it was actually I was due to receive it last week. But anyway, so there's a little bit of a delay there, as we're all experiencing with our supply lines at the moment. So hopefully I'll get some news for you all fairly soon. Now, this is a new product, and forgive me for bringing a new product to you, but as I've said previously, the card I've designed you can use with any sort of paper or embellishment. So, but I am going to give this new product a bit of a go for you today. It's the He's the Man Designer Series Paper Pack, Specialty Designer Series Paper Pack. And what makes it special is the fact that it has 2 sheets of these sort of cutouts here. So you can see them here on top. They do come out quite easily, so they will go everywhere when you bring it out. But you get, that's not one, that's a piece of paper. You get sort of beer glasses and note scraps and Best Dad Award. They're all sort of, are perforated, so they just come out and you can use them on your cards. In fact, the 2 cards I've made, or the card I'm making with you today plus the one I used for my example, don't have any stamping at all. I've just used the sentiments and the little images from this cutout. So it's really a great idea for everyone who struggles with masculine cards, and let's face it, most of us do. This cute little combi's one that I've used as well. So watch out for this. This is going to be a product class. If you do your classes with me, I'm going to feature this one as a product class in the next few months, where you can basically just make the cards using the cool little images there. So I'll just show you the one card that I made as an example. We're going to make something slightly different today, but it's the same fold, but I'm just going to use different paper. So this is the card I made as an example. It's a bay window fold card, which I'm absolutely loving at the moment. So it's got some sort of little out to take folds there. That little tab sort of fits under there, and it sits up like that. It's really cute. So I'm using the Designer Series paper there, and I said that little combi there as well. You only get 2 of each image actually in the pack, so I didn't want to use the combi again because that would be the last of my combis and I want to get ready for my product class. So I'm going to use one of the other images and one of the other papers today, but with the same fold. And as it's got a sort of a bit in there for your personal message, and as I say, that little tab goes under there and it sits up like that. So that's what the fold we're going to do today, but with a slightly, as I say, slightly different paper. So this is, you know, we say masculine cards, and I suppose in a way they are. I think this one could probably go to just about anyone who was going on a combi adventure. But anyway, so this one is probably a little bit more masculine. So as I say, I'm going to be using the same fold, but I'm going to be using the different images. Okay, so I've got the card base there. It's a bit hard to tell. It's actually in early espresso. And I've got the measurements all ready to go onto my website, so don't traumatize too much about those. But it's an 11-inch piece of cardstock that's 4 1/8 wide, and I've scored it at, and I can't even remember what I've scored it at myself, half, 1 3/4, 3 3/4, 5 and 5 1/2, I think. But as I say, I have got those written down, so don't take my word for it just now. Wait till you can pop over to my website and see that. But anyway, that's the start of our card base. And then what I've got here is the designer series paper that I'm going to use. Now, with the soft succulent from the first card, I didn't really think that they needed anything between them because it wasn't too dark. But I think the dark brown designer series paper straight onto the early espresso is just a bit too dark. So I'm going to break them up a bit with some Sahara sand. So I've got some layers of Sahara sand, and you can see, pop them together and it brightens it up a wee bit as well. So that's what we're going with as well. Okay, so let's start putting this one together. And I've got all the bits and bobs there, but as we go, I'll point those out. Okay, so we've got 2 fairly narrow scores here. So on either side, there's narrow scores. So I've obviously got narrow pieces of Sahara sand there and narrow pieces of our beautiful dark paper. And they're going to go on there. So I might as well get started. Apologies, I've gone a bit crooked there. I might get started popping this one together. Have a quick look at some of the comments. What have we got? Got Deb there and Barb. Hey, Barb. And Jan. And Carol. Hey, Carol from Connecticut. I had a girlfriend I went to school with who was from Connecticut. I think her parents migrated, so I don't think she went back. But she always said it was so lovely. Okay, so there's one panel of our Sahara sand. Now I've made this bay window fold card quite a few times with lots of paper. It's actually one of the cards I'm featuring in that New Horizons product class that I've just spoken about that I'm waiting for supplies for. It's very good when you want sort of, if you've got a sort of a landscape type paper, because you can get that whole sort of effect going right across the front of the card, which is it's really nice. I don't know that I've got the New Horizons one handy, but I would have shown you. But yes, it's a lovely sort of feature, designer series paper feature fold. Okay, so I've got those 3 across there, and I'll just pop their pieces of paper on as well. So the other side of that's quite nice as well. It's a lovely paper. But I don't know if, as you can see, I thought it was a bit dark to just put straight onto the early espresso. Who else can I see jumping on? Sharon. Good morning, Sharon. What time is it over your way? It must be pretty early. Are you 2 hours behind or in front. No, 2 hours behind. Must be just having your first coffee. And Naomi and Judy, hi guys. So I'm just popping these on. As I say, don't worry too much about the measurements because I do actually have them all prepared, ready to go up as soon as the video goes live or goes sort of saved. Okay, so there we are. We've got that front there. That's our little sort of bay window there. Okay, we've got other bits and bobs here. Now, I've had a slight rethink on these two extreme parts here. I did cut the corresponding piece of Sahara sand and then the designer series paper, but I thought it probably was a little bit skinny. Although looking at it now, it's not too bad. I was going to change and use an embossed piece of early espresso instead. What do I think? Am I going to change that? Yeah, I might change it. You'll be all saying, Julianne, don't change it. You know, you get it wrong when you change mid-design. But anyway, I'm gonna be a devil. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try and find a scrap of early espresso. Where are you? Where are you? Where are you? See, it was such a thought to change the card. I didn't actually even prepare a piece of cardstock. Where are you? I thought I had some. I might have to use a whole sheet. Okay, so I'm just wandered away from the camera at the moment. It's a good thing with a headset, you can wander everywhere. I've got another sheet of early espresso. Had a fair few espressos the last few days, I can tell you that. Coffee culture is alive and well in the Casey family, I can tell you that. It was lovely. Okay, so I want, so that's 1/2 inch, so I want just under 1/2 inch there. So 3/8 of an inch, and then it's got to be 4 inches tall. And I'm just going to pop those through a embossing folder just to give them a little bit of detail. I might use, what am I going to use? Something a little bit, I might use, not that you're going to get a lot of the pattern through, but I might use the gingham one. Here we go. The gingham embossing folder has a sort of a cross pattern very similar to the pattern on our paper. So I think that's quite a relevant, quite an appropriate embossing folder to use. So bear with me. I'm just going to pop over to my machine. You can stay there and look at those, look at that card for the moment if you don't mind. Just moving that out of the way. Apologies for this, as I say, I don't generally change cards midstream, but I was thinking about this one overnight and decided that it would be nicer with a couple of embossed panels rather than, noisy, rather than tiny weeny strips of designer series paper. Here we go. Although I'll probably put them there and decide I don't like those either. Okay, so I'm going to pop one there and one there. Yep, I like that. Okay, so that's what we're going to do. But I do have some linen twine that I'm going to put around that little skinny border as well, so it won't be plain at all. Okay, let's do, so I've got these little newly embossed mats. A bit skinny to be called a mat. Far too much glue on them. Welcome back to the craft room, Julianne. Far too much glue. Here we are, and the other one. Just on that end there. Okay, so this little bit is going to sort of just sneak up under our little flap anyway, so it's not too traumatic. what you, if you decorate that at all, you don't even really have to decorate it at all because it's going to slip under there, you know, in the finished design. Okay, so that's pretty cool. I like that. So what I'm going to do is grab some double-sided tape and I'm going to seal closed this tiny little part here, this tiny little end piece, and I'm going to wrap around some linen thread before I do so. So just grab, I think one piece of double-sided tape would be okay because it's quite skinny. And I'll grab my, just a piece of double-sided linen thread. What must be, oh gosh, it's quite long, but I'm not sure I'm going to need it all. Anyway, I'm going to pop it here, wrap it around a few times, as many times as I can. Probably 3 is enough. And then I'm just going to tie a wee knot, not a bow as such, just a knot. Okay. Get those separated a bit. Come on, guys, cooperate. Okay, come. That's it. There we are. And I'll just trim that down. I'll fold that over first, trim it down, and then that's just a little bit of extra something in that little, just to lift that little spine a wee bit. There we are. I like the linen twine. I'm glad it's continuing in the next catalogue. So hopefully that will, I might need to use a bit more double-sided tape because it was, the twine took most of it up. I'll pop some more on. There we are. There we go. We'll just use that. That should well and truly stick now. If I can get its tape off. Okay, so there we go. No stamping yet. This is definitely a no stamp card, but that's how our little bay window is going to look there. Okay, so we can get on with finishing this one. Okay, so I've got a panel of Sahara sand, and that's going to pop on the inside there. I can do that now. And then we just need to put the little hinge that's going to stop our bay window from, that's going to keep our bay window open. And I'll show you how we do that in a sec. So I've got that one there. I've got a panel of white just so that we can put our personal message in there. So there we are, like that. Okay, so then I've got another panel of another mat of the Designer Series paper. So this is just 1.5 inches wide. Yeah, it's just basically the rest of the design. I like to get my cards so I've got a 6-inch, because the paper's 12 inches high. I like to use 6 inches because then you get the best sort of value for your Designer Series paper. So this is what's left to make that up to a 6-inch piece of Designer Series paper. And I'm just going to pop that on a piece of soft Sahara sand, and I'm going to pop it here so that that edge can be used as our little hinge. So I'm going to just put that on there. And then I'm going to use my double-sided tape again because it's a bit more immediate than the glue. and we need it to stick hard and fast. What I'm going to do is just pop the double-sided tape on the right-hand side of this panel, so that this is free, and it forms the little lip under which this one will curl itself, so and attach itself. So I'm just going to pop a piece on the hard right, and then another one in the middle, just so it's got some sort of so it's actually attached in two places. And then I'll bring that in, and leaving that side sort of free, so to speak. And just line that up, just like that. And then, as you can see, that will go under there, and that holds your card in that upright position, just like that. So that's what it'll look like when it's on display, just like that. Okay, so that's the card base itself done. I hope you like that or enjoyed that part. So we're going to just now decorate that front. So I'm going to use, as I say, the little cutouts from the specialty paper. I've got cheers to all your years there. So basically it's a birthday card, this one. And I've cut a little piece of the sort of the little notebook paper. It looks like it's just been ripped out of a notebook. It's all sort of ragged and jaggedy and sort of random, but it comes that size, and I used half of it on my little combi card. There you can see just behind my combi. I'm going to use the other half of it behind my cheers to the years, just because I thought it would break up that brown a bit and actually give that little cutout a little bit of make it stand out a wee bit, which I really, really like. Okay, so we'll do that. I'm going to pop that on with glue. Just on that central pop-out panel. It's a bit hard to get it straight because it's actually all jagged all over the place, but I think that's pretty good. Then I'm going to pop this onto some dimensionals and then some bling, and this one is pretty much done. So as I say, no stamping required because we're using our image, our already printed little cutout. Okay, so just central if I can there. Isn't that cute? That's really, really nice. I like this one. Okay, needs some bling. Obviously, everyone needs some bling. On the original card, because it was sort of like a camping holiday type card, I've used the little faux sea pebbles. What are they called? The faux sea glass shapes. So it looks like that's just been, washed up onto a beach somewhere, which I thought went with the style of the card, and the colour was good too. So I've used those on there. I'm just going to use my normal iridescent gems on this one, just to give it some bling. You don't want too much. I haven't worked out where to put them, but we'll work it out as we go. So maybe one down there, one up here. We stick to our triangle. I won't put one on there. I'll just stick to the front. One down here. There we are. So that'll do. Okay, so there we are. That's our card for today. Our really cool bay window fold with the cutouts from our He's the Man designer series, specialty designer series paper even. As I say, that one pops up under there, and when it sits up like that, it supposedly looks a bit like a bay window, but there you go. So I hope you like that one. As I say, I'm going to feature this designer series paper as a product cast over the next couple of months. Trying to work my way around my launch at the moment, so it's a matter of putting, not organising classes that don't overlap too much just to confuse everybody, including myself. So just keep an eye on my Facebook page if you're interested in doing the classes, and they'll pop up as they become available. But anyway, that's my 2 cards there with our He's the Man paper. Hopefully you like those, and then you see the value of actually just having these pre printed pop outs so that we can just use them on our cards without having to do any stamping, which is like really quick and really easy. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed those. Nice quick one today so we can all get on with our days. Have a great rest of your week, and I will see you all over the weekend. Okay, bye guys.